It ain't matter if you know where you're funky back. And when it's all said and done, we're going to get funky like a monkey. Pay attention to the TrashTalkingRadio.com every Tuesday night. If you don't, this is Axe Demolition. We'll come to your house and kick your stinking door down.
Hey, this is the Queen of Extreme Frankie, and when I'm lonely, I listen to Mike Trash from 7 to 10 p.m. on Trash Talking Radio.
The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised. In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
It's Trash Talking Radio. It's Tuesday night. It's the best night of the week, and I'm having all kinds of buffering problems by the looks of things, and that doesn't make me happy at all. Tonight on the show, we're going to talk about something. We'll talk about all kinds of somethings. If we can get the thing working right. It was working right before the show started. And now, why can't I hear you? Well, that would help if I turned that there so that I can hear you talk.
Okay.
Oh, now we got to turn the volume down so that we... All right, now, here we go. Why don't I see him? He must not be there.
Well, it says on mine he's watching.
Oh, he may have left.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, here we go. That's, fun.
Till where Daddy took the T-bird away.
I'm telling you. I could, there we go. All right. Just checking here. It seems Twitter's running. Looking to be sure.
We know Facebook's running.
Where is it? There's Twitter. Okay, that's running. YouTube is running. Where's Twitch at? Twitch is there, I think. There we go. Let's see if we got Twitch running. It looks like something. Yes, Twitch is running.
Yay!
Periscope is running. And last but not least, Facebook is running.
Sweet.
I just don't know. I thought I had plenty of time to get the show together, and sure enough, I didn't.
You're retired. You have all the time in the world.
It doesn't feel like I'm retired. I feel like I have done more stuff in the past 2 weeks than I did all year where I was working. And so we did last week we did the big show in the Grange there, and we had a pretty good reception for that, and hoping to get rebooked for there. And then this past week I had my batteries installed for the studio. Now we are officially off the grid.
Nice.
And so I am happy about that. I am very happy about that. And as far as I'm concerned, PP&L can kiss my white butt.
Oh.
I just do not want them to give them money anymore, and that's what it's all about.
Well, they can give you money.
They will have to give me money when I give them my overage of the solar panels.
Cool.
So I just got to make sure that they give me more money than I give them.
Okay.
So that's the goal anyway. I mean, as far as that goes. So I got these whole house batteries that will charge on my solar, for those of you that are not aware. So during the day, the batteries charge.
Mm-hmm.
You're laughing. Why?
Because of what I thought it looked like. a big deck of magic playing cards.
Oh. Yeah, well, I mean, so during the day, the sun charges the batteries, and then at nighttime, the batteries discharge, and I haven't got it down with science yet, so I've had PP&L still able to sneak in a little bit with some power, so I can't say that I'll pay nothing at this point until I get it down. And we had today we had a cloudy day, so it didn't do the kind of charging I want it to do. So I just think that once I get this act together, it will be a lot better once I figure out what does what and when to do it and all that other fun stuff. So here's another one of my clips I was looking for. So they did the inspection and all that stuff, and now I'm up to code and all that. So we're all good and legal and all that fun stuff. So although I officially cannot run the batteries until PP&L gives me the okay.
Okay.
I haven't got that okay yet.
You're still just charging them.
But it doesn't matter, you're not supposed to.
Oh.
But when the inspector was here, he said he's going to approve it, so it's not a big deal. But I really need to hear something from PP&L saying, hey, go ahead and turn it on. I'm just complete stupidity.
Okay.
Sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than, Anyway, than permission.
Ouch.
What?
You hit my knee.
Well, get it out of my way. Anyway, all right, so we're going to get rolling here. We're going to start with, guess what? The movies. Big surprise.
Woo-hoo.
All right, we had 3 movies last week. We had it was a bloody thing. I mean, you were really, that's where you undercut me on everything. So we'll start with number 1 movie last week was Angel Has Fallen.
I love that movie.
That was the number 1 out of the 3 new ones, and that was I said it was going to be 25 million. You said 24. You undercut me by $1 million. You got it. It was 21,250. So you get that gives you 1 point. And we both got a point for saying it's number 1. Number 2, neither of us got that because number 2 was Overcomer.
Right.
But you got the point because I said it was 10 million. You said it was 8 million. You undercut me again, so it was 8.2 million. And the number 3 movie was Ready or Not, which I said was going to be 17 million. You said it was going to be 15 million. You undercut me there again, and it was 7 million. So you got
4.
1, 2, 3 points.
I had 4.
Where do you get 4?
I don't know.
You got 1 for first place
And
and the amount. You got
Right.
2. 2 is the amount, and then 3 is.
okay.
Oh, wait a minute. You're right. Hold on. You're right. You do have 4. I have
1.
1. Let me change that back. I did this late Sunday, so I was tired when I got done with it. So that gives that one. That one will be black again, and I don't know why I gave myself credit for that. Okay, so you got 4.
Yes.
All right, there you go. You got your 4, and then we went down to the last week rankings. Number 1, 2, and 3. Angels Falling was number 1. Number 2 was Good Boys.
That's surprising.
You said that's what you wanted, so you got a point for that. You got a point for number 1 and a point for number 2.
That's
and I got a point for no, they're separate.
No.
We count those as 2 different, but and neither of us picked Overcomer as number 3. So I got only 1 point for there. You got 1, 2. You got 2 points. So you won.
Yay! It's about time.
Yeah, it is about. I felt sorry for you that you had to cheat by doing that.
I just used a page out of your playbook. That's all.
I don't ever undercut you by anything. I usually do mine the day before or 2 days before, so can't say I do that to you. That's one reason I do that is that you can't say it. You can say it, but it wouldn't be true.
Now, I got to look in there, and I just noticed out of the movies that we saw
We'll talk about that.
I They actually did fairly decent for being an independent, I think.
Something you got to understand. Not only, this is not the first week.
Yeah, that's true. It's the third, according to this.
And so that $2 million. Well, we'll talk about that. Let me get through this. Make sure I don't forget, but I won't talk about that. Okay, because I want to make sure people know this movie's out there. It's a pretty good movie. This week we only have one.
Oh, good.
We have Don't Let Go.
Oh,
you know what that is?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty good movie. It looks like it's.
Buddy?
I might be wrong, but it looks like the people. It looks like it's from the people that did Get Out and the sequel, Us.
Okay.
So it's by Bloomfield or Blumhouse, which is the guys that did those other two movies. So I think this is going to be a pretty intense movie. Here's the trailer for. Oh no, I don't want that one. That's well, we'll see. Commercial on. It might. No. Well, I don't know. A lot of times Fandango has commercials on their things. It's funny because you're watching a commercial and they are asking you to watch a commercial. And so you have to watch a commercial to see a commercial. Kind of weird when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so this movie looks like it could be interesting. I gotta change the screen. This one here. Okay, and then do this. There we go. And then do this. There we go. All right. So this movie, like I said, it's an interesting movie concept. Now, with this being the only movie that comes out this week, they have a chance of doing okay because a lot of the movies that are out have been out a couple weeks.
Okay.
So it's hard to say what's going to happen with this movie, and it's going to be tough to do the number one. To see where this is going to fall with all these movies that are out right now. Here we go. Yeah, this is called Don't Let Go.
Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Uncle Jack.
The best thing about your dad being such a screw-up is that I get to spend time with my favorite niece.
It looks really good.
Hey, Ashley. Ashley?
You should not be video conferencing while you're driving.
FaceTiming.
That too.
I'm sorry, Jack.
It really looks like he gets set up.
I prayed for a second chance to save her.
It really looks pretty interesting. It's suspenseful.
Who is this?
Who do you think it is?
Where are you calling from?
I'm at my house. My bedroom.
What's the date today?
It's June 25th.
Believe it or not,
June 25th.
sitting right here. 2 weeks in the future.
I don't understand.
There's a crime that in your time hasn't yet happened. Your dad's gonna die. Your mom's gonna die. And so are you. But as long as you're alive, you can change things.
So I don't think I understand the concept.
What's that? Just reconstructing the timeline.
Who did it?
We don't know that yet.
There are people here. There's a white card.
Ashley, turn around and go.
Yeah, look, it said producers of Get Out. I was right about that.
You're not gonna die. You're not gonna let that happen.
I think it'll be a pretty interesting movie. It looks very suspenseful. It doesn't look like a horror movie or anything, but
They say it's a thriller fantasy.
yeah, that's a fair.
And according to what I'm seeing here, it says Detective Jack Radcliffe gets a shocking phone call from his recently murdered niece,
Yeah.
Ashley, working together across time, they race to solve the crime before it can happen.
That's correct. That's what I got out of it. I didn't know if I got the correct stuff, but I think it's going to be a good. I mean, the first two were really, really good. This one will be pretty good too. So,
okay.
All right. So it's up to you. Put your number up. There's only one new movie this week. So
I know.
I don't know.
I think I'm going to do.
But remember, even though there's one movie.
Hi, Lorianne.
Even though there's only one new movie coming out, think about. There's a lot of movies that are out that are hits.
I know.
So you can't. Don't go too high.
I'm not.
Or actually, you should go really high.
Nope. I've already got my number. 15 million.
15 million. That's probably a good number. I put 20, but I was hedging against that. I was thinking maybe I should put something lower. I think that it probably will be. It's hard to say though. So. Yes, Lori, I miss you too. Believe me, I don't miss where you work, but I miss. And we have actually a story about the building I worked in. Coming up.
Okay.
So that's a teaser. There is a story about the building that I work in coming up. Worked in.
Yeah. Okay.
Not now. Not currently working. All right. So your big three for this week are.
I'm going to say Angel Has Fallen.
Is number one?
Yes.
All right, let me put that down. Number one for you. Okay.
Actually, I'm going to go with the way it was this week. Good Boys is number 2 and Overcomers number 3. Because I don't think this movie will make it.
What you're saying, though, is that this movie will do... So you want number 2 for Good Boys and number 3 what?
Overcomer.
Okay, so you're saying that those three movies are going to do at least 15 million. That's what you're saying.
No, wait a minute. Let me rethink this.
That's what
here.
you said.
Now, like you reminded me, there's still other movies out there.
There's lots of movies out there that are Fast and Furious. But look where Fast and Furious came in.
Yeah.
Look where Overcomer is. Look where Good Boys is. Look where Angels Fallen is.
Yeah, that's
now,
true.
You got to think about it from terms of the reality of what they did last week. We're going to do less this week.
That's true.
So you may want to. I don't want to change your stuff. I like the numbers that you picked.
Now that you're saying it that way, I'm kind of thinking that this movie would probably be number 2, and Good Boys will be number 3.
So what do you want now? What's 1?
Well, I want to leave that as Angel Has Fallen.
Okay, and number 2 is?
Don't Let Go.
Okay. 2 is Don't Let Go. Okay.
And Good Boys is 3.
Okay. So this is 0. And this is 3. Okay, if you want to know what I picked, I didn't pick that. That's not the one. Okay, go down 1. Okay, that's 3. Okay, what I picked was number 1 was Don't Let Go. Number 2 was Angels Fallen. Number 3 is Good Boys.
So you just flipped the first 2 from me. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. You said number 1 is Angels Fallen.
Which you said is number 2.
Number 2. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. But I think that Don't Let Go is going to do better than Angels Fallen.
I don't think so.
Well, that's good. It's good. If we picked the same, then it wouldn't be a contest. So, anyway, yeah, that's that. All right, now that's all we got for that. Now, what was what did we want to talk about? Oh, we wanted to talk about
peanut butter.
Okay, so there's this movie, Peanut Butter
Falcon.
And I found that Peanut Butter Falcon was really, really interesting. I told you we should go see this movie, and I said I wouldn't tell you what the movie was.
Right. That I just had to be at your place by a certain time.
Because we were going to see this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I said you were going to like this movie, and I promised you were going to like this movie. The Peanut Falcon was a really cool movie. It was about a 22-year-old
I believe.
I think he was 22-year-old man with Down syndrome who had was stuck in a resident nursing home, and he kept trying to run away because he was addicted to wrestling
Of all sports.
and he wanted to go and find this. Now he was watching this old VHS tape, so you know how old these tapes were that he was watching, because nobody has VHS tapes anymore except me.
Oh, I have some.
And yeah, but you have a VCR hooked up.
No.
See, neither do I, but I have a converter where I can convert my stuff to digital, which I need to do one of these days. Anyway, so he ran away. He snuck out of the nursing home. They kept finding. They kept like.
I mean, he even bribed somebody with pudding.
That was funny.
To
try to
to choke.
Yes.
And so he could scoot out the door.
So his roommate was Christopher. Shoot, what's his name? Christopher.
Christopher
Christopher. I don't know if that's him or not. I don't think that's him. That's not his name.
Hold on a minute.
Look at it here. He did a lot of stuff for. Shoot, now I can't even think of his name. From Guest. No, it wasn't Guest. Christopher. No, I looked on there. Shoot, I can't think of his name.
I got it. Hold on.
Do you?
Or I thought I did.
Wait, here it is. IMDb. I'll look in that.
Let's see. It was.
It's Christopher.
They don't have them listed.
Are you on IMDb? No.
No, I'm on Wikipedia.
I am. Hold on. Come on, where's the cast? There it is. Let's see. Bruce Dern.
Okay.
That's just like Christopher.
Oh,
Bruce
Carl.
Dern. Bruce Dern.
See, I was looking for Christopher, not Carl.
Yeah, well, I should have said I should have said Bruce Dern. Anyway, he does a lot of the movies with freaking. I said his name 20 times this weekend. We saw his movie a couple weeks ago. It was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It was the director was freaking A. I can't think of the. I'm so mad that I can't do that. Anyway, it's the guy that did. Oh man, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Tarantino.
Okay.
There we go. Anyway, he's in all Tarantino's films, so that's where Bruce Dern is known for. Anyway, the movie was really, really good. The person who played the Down syndrome did such a good job. In fact, we've got a video here that I could play. I want to play the video for the movie because the movie actually surprised me. Now their budget was $6 million. They're at $3 million. It's an independent film. There wasn't anything that made me. There wasn't anything at all in the theaters. We did not see any trailers for this before. And the only reason I even looked at it was I was thinking, well, what is the movie? And so I watched the trailer, and it fascinated me because a Down syndrome person with a lead role.
Yeah. That's what impressed me about the whole thing. You know, you don't see it that much. And
Right.
I thought it was awesome.
And I would tell you, if you want a feel-good movie, you will laugh, you will cry, you will get angry, everything. All your emotions will be played with.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Dakota Johnson's in it. The one who played the Down syndrome kid was Zach Gutsagan. And Shia LaBeouf is in it. And he's the guy that played the...
Tyler.
the main character with Dakota, or with Zach.
Mm-hmm.
And they did such a good job of movie was Zach too, wasn't it? Oh, that was funny.
That's why they did it that way, because it would have confused him otherwise with the Down syndrome.
Well, he did a great job. Anyway, here is the trailer for that movie, and like I said, it's definitely worth checking out. It was a great movie, and it was just good. And waiting for the trailer to load up. Here you go. Oh, waiting for the trailer to load up.
There's sheep in this world, and they're...
It's funny, he gives him life lessons as he goes. And the thing I think was I was impressed the most was Shia LaBeouf's Tyler, the character who's on the screen right now. He never treated him like he had a disability.
No, never.
He made him do different things that he didn't like to do. He didn't know how to swim, so he taught him how to swim. He made him push-ups, and he made him do things.
He taught him how to fire a gun. Encouraged his self-confidence.
Yeah, it was a great thing because at the very beginning part of the movie, he didn't really want him to follow him because he was in trouble for something he had done. But he came back to get him, and then he saw people abusing him, and from then on he protected him till they got to the school. By the way, there's a cameo by Mick Foley and Jake the Snake Roberts. So I thought that was I didn't expect that because I didn't, never saw them in the trailer. And so that was awesome. I thought that part, when I saw Jake the Snake, I started marking out. And then Mick Foley, I really marked out because those two were both on the show a couple times. So it was awesome. It was really worth going to see. I think anybody that goes to see this movie will not be disappointed by this movie. Anyway, here we go. Oh, here we go.
And I know that you two boys are just too weird.
And it's funny because they kept meeting people along the way. And I love that old man there too. The guy he was blind.
Okay.
He was afraid. I keep saying kid, but he was.
Become a badass.
That's what caught my eye. I said, "What? What's this?"
That's what he wants to do with the rest of his life.
And the thing is, when he ran away with just his underwear. I love Bruce Dern. He did a good job.
You let a half-naked boy with Down syndrome who has no idea.
Yeah, it's just
get
funny.
along in this world just slip out from under your nose. You two are close.
It was awesome.
Well, then you'll figure out where he's at and you'll bring him back.
So he spent a big piece of the thing in his underwear.
Maybe we could be friends and buddies, road dogs.
Road dog.
Chill. Have a good time.
So the wrestling school's in Aiden?
Yeah.
One long road all the way down. I'll drop you there then.
I'm looking for a missing person. Have you seen him?
That was funny.
Man on lamb. Met your girlfriend back there, Eleanor. 2 bandits on the run.
Oh, yeah!
Rule number 1?
Party!
That's right. Rule number 1 was party.
Slow me down. Rule number 2. Hey, what's rule number 1?
Well, it is rule number 1.
Party!
No, not party.
It was so funny. That just
You will be
was such a feel-good movie.
I'm in the middle of nowhere.
I love the watermelon helmet.
I loved all of it. That movie was just.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
That was just a good movie all around.
I'm gonna give you all of my wishes.
Oh come on! Stop buffering.
I made a promise to him. Give him that wrestling school in Aiden.
That was the cool part, is that he fulfilled his promises.
Raft and cruise around down the river.
Hey, Eleanor!
Oh, that was funny when he took her keys and threw it in the
I want to
freaking
go
river.
home.
Oh!
I would have thrown him in the water if he did that to my keys.
So, how far is it?
About that far on the map.
It's only about that far on the map, but
Or your
it was
fingers
just
to
funny.
scale?
Yep.
I think it's time for us to go back now.
We could be a family.
Friends are the family you choose.
Wrestlers got alter egos. You need a name.
Falcon. Peanut butter. Yeah!
That was just so funny. I mean, I was wondering where the name Peanut Butter Falcon came from, because that's what drew me to it, was the name of the show. And
okay, do you remember when you said to me you were trying to place the girl that played Eleanor and you couldn't?
Yeah, it's Dakota Johnson.
Right. It's Melanie
Don
Griffith
Johnson's,
and Don Johnson's daughter.
Yeah.
But do you know what movie she...
She's in a couple movies. I can't place it right now, but
50 Shades
Oh yeah,
Grey.
yeah, that's it. That's her. Yeah.
Yep, because I was looking. She was on 21 Jump Street, and she was 50 Shades Darker, 50 Shades Freed.
That's her.
Yep.
Yep.
I was like, that's it.
Yeah, that's her.
Because I sat through the whole thing too, and I'm like, who is this? You know, I've seen her before, but I couldn't remember where.
Yeah, that's.
Yep, she played Anastasia Steele.
Yeah. Now I knew that face was familiar. It was driving me crazy at the movie because I knew that I've seen her before, and I couldn't place her. It was it was just nuts. Anyway, I suggest that you may want to see that movie because it was a fun movie, and you know, certainly it will. It will make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and it'll drive you crazy because it has everything. And it's something that was unfortunately not really advertised. Now, that was an independent film, and I like independent films because you never know what you're going to get. If you're going to get, you may get a great movie, you might get an movie, but that was a great movie in my eyes.
Well, like Wikipedia says, it's a modern retelling of Huckleberry Finn. If you think about it.
All right, yeah, I could see that. It was cool because it was just throwing the pro wrestling angle was really kind of cool because, you know, being that I was in the business for so long, that drew me immediately. But I probably would have seen it anyway, even if he was just going to be a baseball player or whatever.
Well, from what I'm seeing here, it took Zach's desire to be an actor with Down syndrome and changed it into the quest to become a wrestler.
Yeah.
So he got to fulfill one of his dreams of being an actor.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Sunday night I filled out an application to work with 99, which is a talent agency. They sent me an invitation to join them, and I'm still waiting for a reply from them. That I had told them today when I sent them an email today saying, hey, I filled this stuff out at your request, so I hope to hear from them, you know, and who knows?
Okay.
Maybe I'll have my new career. I don't know. But, yeah, it was, like I said, it was a good movie. I suggest going to see it because it's a fun movie, and like I said, it'll hit all your emotions. So definitely check it out. All right, now, let's see, what's next? We can do the entertainment stuff next.
Are you seeing the chat room?
No.
Okay.
Should I? I mean, I saw Ashley.
Yeah.
Is there somebody else?
No, okay. I just wanted to let you know that Ashley was in there.
Okay, well, I see her. She just waved at me. I can.
Yep, she's on break, so she popped in.
Oh.
Even at work, she still listens.
Well.
Now that's called dedication.
Well, I understand. All right, well, we got a whole lot of entertainment stuff, so I'm going to start with this one because this had me real excited with what's coming out. I am very happy about seeing this come out, and something else which you gave me, but this is not the one you gave me.
Oh, I gave you a bunch of stuff.
Oh, this one makes me very happy. Star Wars Rise of Skywalker footage, labeled Rey in a black hood with a dual lightsaber. I think that this Star Wars is going to be good. I like all the Star Wars. I have no complaints about any of the Star Wars that I saw. However, I'll put that on your list because you didn't see the Star Wars stuff, too. Or did you put that on? That might have been one we talked about.
Now, wait a minute. I got to find it.
I'm trying to remember if we talked about that this weekend.
No. So I got to add it.
Yeah. Because that is... You know, not that the new Star Wars has a lot to do with the old Star Wars, but it has a backstory. So, oh, here we go again. We're having issues with the system working again. I'm going to talk to Comcast, and I'm going to say, I'm tired of restarting all my movies.
Yeah.
Get out here and fix it. I'm paying for it. Get out here and fix it. Because I can actually, since I cleaned up the studio somewhat, I have no reason not to.
That's true.
So, anyway. This is going to be a good movie. We're going to see the first trailer. This is going to be this year, I think it's coming out. And J.J. Abrams is the guy that directed it. I'm a big J.J. Abrams fan. A lot of people don't like him. I like him. I like the guy. I think he does have some controversial stuff, but I do like what he does. And I'm looking forward to this movie. So, let's see if the trailer is in here or not. I think it is. The Rise of Skywalker. I had feeling that they were going to turn Luke bad. I don't know if they did or not. But it's rumored that she is not his father.
She's his mother.
No, wait.
Oh.
There's rumors that when he had his hand cut off, they used his hand to clone her.
Oh.
That's what I heard. I don't know if this is true or not. But anyway, it says the journey nears its end, says Emperor Palpatine before the money shot. A dark hooded character looks up. It's Rey. She's in black. You call them Sith robes, holding what looks like two lightsabers very close together. We realize the sabers are connected. And fold to either be a long saber or two sabers that resemble a tuning fork. Is Rey in disguise? Has she turned to the dark side? Who knows? We'll find out. So I am excited about this movie, and I really do hope it turns out to be as good as I expect it to. So this is not a trailer. Where is it? Wait, maybe it is. Hold on. Is it a trailer or is it a picture? Just a picture. So. Who knows? And, it puts a female character in the lead for a Star Wars movie, which is kind of cool. So I think it'll be interesting. And I'm looking forward to it. That's another movie I'm looking forward to.
Cool.
So, see the Peanut Butter Falcon. Definitely see it. So there's a couple other trailers, but the one that, really, you only need to see the one. And I firmly believe that is an awesome movie. It's not the best movie I've seen all year, but it's a good movie for an independent film that only spent $6 million. And you got to think if Dakota Fanning, Shia LaBeouf, they probably got a big piece of that $6 million.
Oh, yeah.
So really, there wasn't anything that was expensive in that movie, I don't think. A couple things burned.
$12,000 worth of fishing equipment.
Okay, that's $12,000 out of $6 million. That's not bad. So anyway, all right, that's the one thing I want to talk about. The next thing, let me see here. Oh, you didn't delete. Delete. Okay, Dave Chappelle. You know who he is, right?
Mm-hmm.
He had a message for his community on the last mass shooting. And I thought that was interesting.
Tonight we are hearing from one of the biggest names in comedy, Dave Chappelle, as he has headlined a benefit concert in his home state of Ohio following the mass shooting in the city of Dayton that left 9 people dead. The star-studded event brought out some of the biggest names in entertainment, including Jon Stewart, Kanye West, and Stevie Wonder. Dave Chappelle has come to the crowd this...
And the thing is, people like Dave Chappelle, people are going to listen to him because he's a big star.
Awareness to the plague of mass shootings taking place across America. Take a listen.
Today we're going to show the world nothing will get us down. No matter what's going on, no matter...
Oh, come on.
No matter how tough these times get, we hold our heads up high because we know what we're about. Shout out to Kanye West.
I mean, think about this. Kanye West.
This morning, I got friends that flew from all over this country to be here today. They didn't ask for a dime or a dollar, just here to tell the city that they love you. And we not just doing this for our city. We're doing this for every victim of every mass shooting.
Awesome. I just think it's a great thing.
Sandoval joins me now from the concert. Polo, you just spoke with Dave Chappelle. What did he have to say?
He's basically saying that this is much more than just a block party, Alex. You know, for many people, Dave Chappelle, he's a comedian, he's an actor. For many people here, he's an agent. He lives just outside of the city, so the events of
I didn't know this was Ohio.
Certainly hit very close to home. So he says that this is meant to really pay tribute to memories of those 9 people who died on this very street, but also to the rest of the country and the world that in Dayton, neighbors. So here's a bit of the conversation that we had on backstage.
So, I mean, you got a guy, Dave Chappelle, out there. He's doing his part, making people aware. I mean, there's been a lot of shootings lately. There's been a lot of shootings. I mean, it was the last week or the week before, every crime that I did a report on was about a shooting. So it just, I don't understand why all of a sudden we're getting hit with these shootings and why these copycat crimes and all that stuff are happening. But they are happening, and they aren't, I don't see it stopping. So it just really is a scary thing, because when you think about it, a lot of people go to Walmart, and how many shootings? You know,
yep.
Concerts, you know, all these things that people are, for some reason, are shooting. They're shooting people for, you know, we don't know the reason, just because they want to be in the headlines or something. But that scares me, because this is the world we're living in today, and I don't know. I don't know. But Kanye West delivered a Sunday service in Dayton.
Oh, I thought you said he was going to deliver a son. I was like, what?
He has enough sons. North by Northwest and South by Southeast, or whatever his name. Whatever he did. But, yeah, according to TMZ, he did a Sunday service from Dayton, the same place that Chappelle is at. And as Chappelle said, you know, we had Kanye West here as well. There you see he is really there. And, you know, they're standing up for the community. You know, sometimes celebrities aren't doing what they should be doing. They sometimes stand up for the wrong reasons. And this is the right reason. This is using your fame the way it should be. But, you know, he doesn't need to do this, because he has plenty of money. But it says here, Kanye West in Dayton, Ohio, presiding over his Sunday service to honor those who died and were injured in the mass shooting earlier this month. The service is going down at Riverscape Motor Park to a large crowd. Kim Kardashian and at least 2 children, Saint and Northwest, are on hand at the event. They're all dressed in white as they head to the service. We don't know if Chicago made the trip. We're told Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock were also in attendance, and like I said, it's I love it when a celebrity does good and not just stands up for their own stupid beliefs, but does good. So it's cool. It's really cool that they did stand up and do their thing. So I don't know if this is going to play or not. So it may play and it may not play. We'll see if it does. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to play. So we don't need them. We don't need Kanye. Yeah, plus they had a commercial there. So next, we did the Kanye thing. We did the Dave Chappelle thing. The next thing I want to talk about was. Yes. This is so we talked about this we talked about Netflix losing the Marvel titles to Disney, who owns them, and talked about they're having their own streaming service. Disney Plus is going to be the new one.
Okay.
And that's going to have all the Marvel films that you can ever imagine. And I'm still waiting for my article to come up. For some reason, it's not coming up, so I'm keeping them talking, but in any case, so it'll, you know, anybody that likes superhero movies is going to have to buy the Disney stuff if they want to have access to it, because Disney owns it all. So this is not going to work. It's not coming up. and it sucks because I'll just talk about it without him. And I don't know if it's their website or if it's my. We tested this before we started the show. And it definitely seemed to be running well.
Well, that always happens on a Tuesday. It fools you.
The new Disney Plus service is oriented around fans and families, and as Disney always is. I mean, Disney is a family-oriented company, and if you want family entertainment, that's the place to go. So, I don't know. I would like to think that, Disney has all the money. And they won't let anybody else have it because they pulled all the films from Netflix and they pulled all the Disney characters from Netflix. And it was kind of sad because Netflix had some really good shows that were original content that they're not going to be able to do anymore. And that kind of bums me a little bit because, the Jessica Jones and stuff like that, the Daredevil and all that, they're not going to be able to be done by anybody now because, unless Disney decides to do it. But I like the characters that they chose for those shows. So kind of bums me a little bit that they are, flexing their muscles on this all. But I don't know. It says you can tell a lot about a service by what it prioritizes on its home screen. With the new Disney Plus service, the focus is initially organized by fan base with different silos for the company's various studios and fans that follow them. And, they're really going to, they're going to make a ton of money. Because if I was subscribed, I would want this because I want, Disney owns Disney.
Right.
They own Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and a bunch of content that is Fox content. So that's all the big stuff. That's the stuff that everybody's going to want if you had a choice. And Netflix doesn't have any of those now because they took them all away. So, I don't know. It's interesting.
Why doesn't Disney just buy Netflix?
They don't have to. They own everything.
Well, they might as well just own the name, too.
They do own everything.
Never mind.
Well, they don't need that. They don't need. See, if they were a startup that didn't have a name already, if they were Bob's Cable Company and Bob's Cable Company owned all these, but you didn't know Bob's Cable Company owned it, it would pay to own Netflix. But they're Disney. Everybody knows Disney already.
Yeah.
All they got to do is just get the service, and we all know that Disney owns, Pixar and all the animated stuff that has Pixar and all that stuff on it. However, there is one little thing that Disney doesn't quite own, and it's hard to believe.
The Trash Talking Radio Belt.
They don't own that. There's many.
Yes, I got one right.
And they've never even won it, ever. But, let me find it. Where is it? They own Star Wars. That's a big. They paid $4.5 billion for Star Wars, for the Star Wars franchise. And they've already made like $100 billion.
So that's why you were able to retire early, right? Because you sold it to them.
I wish.
Oh.
Would I be living here?
Yes.
This is not a gated community. I would live out in the middle of nowhere, more out.
Where do you think you are?
I'm not out far enough. If I sold something like that and I made $100 billion, I would be far, far away. I would have
in a galaxy far, far away.
I would have servants maintaining the. No, I wouldn't have it. I'd have my cameras maintaining everything, but I'd have maids. They would clean up the studio for me. In fact, I would have a whole different studio. My house would be a studio, and my new house
Your
would be
castle.
much bigger. Yes, it would be the Mizmar's place.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I think his house is kind of cool. The Miz's place is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's not really that's not really my design. You spend a lot of money for a car and stuff. I would want to have the car. He only has a 2-car garage, and I would have.
And one usually has cardboard boxes in it.
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know what I would have if I had a choice, but I would have a lot of land. That's one thing I would have. I only have 2 acres now, so. But I don't know. It's one of those things I'm never gonna really know.
I love his place. But but like you, to me, it's too big.
No, it's not too big. It's just I don't like the layout. And he has neighbors too close. He lives in a community, a gated community.
He lives with his mother-in-law.
She lives in the small part of that house, but that's
just
because
don't allow her to drive the Tesla.
But you got to think about it. You have to have a controversial character. In Pawn Stars, you have Chum Lee.
Right.
You know, everybody has in Growing Pains.
Yes.
Do you remember the character's name? It was some stupid name. I can't remember, but it was some stupid name. Everything has to have that controversial guy.
Yeah, it was Michael P. Keaton was.
Wait, do I have the wrong one? Growing Pains. Growing Pains is the one with
Kirk Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
had his dumb, weird friend.
Oh, oh crap! What's his name?
I don't remember, but I'm saying every show has to have that one, at least one character like that. So, yeah, I just remember he had a stupid name, and I can't remember what it was.
Now wait a minute.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, everybody there. Oh.
There was.
Let me see the reoccurring roles. It would be
Boner.
Boner, yeah. See, everybody has a boner.
Oh, that just sounds wrong.
But anyway, you have to have that character to keep the show interesting. You have to have somebody that does the weird stuff. The mother is that somebody, and I love her because she's so weird, and you know. Anyway, enough of that. What was I talking about?
Boner.
Boner. Anyway, so I don't know if this article is going to come up. I'm going to try and get it to come up here. Says one reason Disney Plus is better than Netflix. Now, there's lots of reasons. So, you know, Disney says here has includes let's see. Plans for upcoming years, and that includes the next Star Wars chapter, which we talked about. That's going to be really fun, and that's going to be out this year. I'm really, I'm kind of looking forward to that as much as there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of movies coming out in the next couple of months, like the new Rambo movie, the new Terminator. Well, Zombieland's kind of a weird movie, but I'm looking forward to that too. You know, there are a lot of movies that are coming out in the next couple weeks, next couple months, that will be better than the ones we saw the last couple months, because it was summertime. They didn't release a lot of the movies, but Disney Star Wars Hotel, they're going to redo the hotel. It says it's going to be a cruise ship in space.
Ooh!
I mean, that's going to be the theme. And they have a lot of, it says, meet the Avengers. Guests will meet their favorite superheroes at the Avengers campus at Disney, California. And so, you know, that's kind of cool. And what else we got here? They're changing Epcot around. I'm trying to figure out. Let's see here. Where's that article? Oh, there it is. Epcot is going to be officially getting, you're going to like it, Moana and Guardians of the Galaxy themed.
Ooh!
So Epcot is changing their whole, if you ever went to Epcot, it's really cool to go to Epcot because you can see the world with Epcot. That's the way it was before. They had a place where you could be in Italy, and then they had a place you could be in France, and it's all in walking distance, and you can try the food and all that stuff. They're changing that all around. Walt Disney World's Epcot is getting a Moana and Guardians of the Galaxy and Mary Poppins attraction, so you can get to see all that stuff just by the new stuff that they're doing to it. So, I mean, that's what makes Disney great, because they cater to what people would like. They don't tell you what you want, but they kind of know what you want. And because they own everything, you know, it kind of makes it...
Well, I've never been to Disney, so...
I loved Disney so much. Pam and I had so much fun down there, and I really, really would love to see it again. But there's a lot of memories down there. But it's kind of cool that, like I said, you go to those places, and there's a lot of fun. There's something for everybody. And the thing I liked about it, I was at my fattest, and it's very fat-friendly.
Cool.
I love places that are fat-friendly. So that's kind of cool. But here's the thing I thought I'd tell you that you probably didn't realize. And this is kind of cool. So, of all the superheroes, there's one superhero Disney doesn't really own that was on a lot of their shows. Do you have any idea which one?
No.
I figured that, because I wouldn't have known that myself, but Spider-Man is owned by Sony.
Oh.
And it says here, Tom Holland breaks silence on Spider-Man split from Marvel. So it's kind of weird because think about it. He was in the Marvel movies, including the Avengers stuff. He's the only one that was in the Avengers stuff. It isn't really owned by Disney. It's owned by Sony. So that makes for a really strange thing, but think about it. He was in the movies. He was Iron Man gave him everything, gave him all the stuff. That's not the way it was in the comic books, but it's interesting how it says Spider-Man and Tom Holland, who played Spider-Man, was diplomatic about his beloved character split from the Marvel Universe. At Disney's D3 convention, the 23-year-old British actor quoted Robert Downey Jr.'s famous Stark line, Avengers Endgame, telling crowd, "It's been a crazy week." Let me see if this is going to be a commercial or not.
What's up, guys? Wait a minute.
Oh, remember this?
Real Avengers? I can tell Hulk gives it away.
Tom Holland is stepping into the
There you go.
famous suit of Spider-Man for the new adventure, Spider-Man Homecoming.
No, we saw that.
So how has life changed for the 21-year-old actor?
My private life hasn't changed in any way. My family and friends still treat me the same.
That's weird hearing his British accent, too. I didn't realize he was British. That's funny. See, all these British guys, they fool me because I didn't realize that they were British, and they end up doing some British accent that I didn't see coming. I didn't see him being British. But, yeah, let's see here. I don't know that that's going to... I'm thinking that's not going to really... They're not going to really talk about this, but let me go into the article a little more. Last week it was reported that the cross-studio partnership between Disney and Sony, which allowed Holland's Spider-Man to appear in the Marvel films such as Avengers Endgame and Marvel Studios, have a hand in producing the standalone Spider-Man films like Far From Home, was ending. So we're not going to see him probably in any more of the Avengers stuff, probably. But, you know, you can't ever say never. Says here, fellow Marvel stars, including Jeremy Renner, have spoken out begging for Holland to return to the Marvel Universe. Marvel Studios President Kevin Feige told Entertainment Weekly of the situation. I'm feeling about Spider-Man gratitude and joy. We got to make 5 films with the MCU, with Spider-Man, 2 standalone films, and 3 with the Avengers. Now, I don't know if this means that Tom Holland's leaving Sony too, or if that means that just Spider-Man's leaving the Marvel Universe. It says here, I'll be thankful for all that. Holland himself expounded on the situation, saying, basically, we got to make 5 movies. It's been 5 amazing years. I've had the time of my life. Who knows what the future holds? But all I know is I'm going to continue playing Spider-Man and having the time of my life. Too. If I was making the kind of money he's probably making on those now. The first one, you don't usually make a lot of money, but you usually start making a lot of money after that. Okay, what's that? Somewhere. Something.
Wait a minute.
Okay, that's the other screen. But anyway, you know, future for Spider-Man will be different, he said, but it'll be equally awesome. We'll find a new way to make it even cooler. I don't know if that's the right decision to make. Sony seems to think it is, and Tom Holland has to go where Spider-Man goes. I'm sure he didn't make that decision. He probably is following the money. So,
well, he's got. I mean, when he agreed to do the Spider-Man, I will say that he made a good decision because I like him as Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, I didn't even notice the difference between him and the previous Spider-Man. He did it so well. Yeah, I really kind of am sad to see them splitting from the universe. But hey, you know, they do what's right for their character, and I was surprised. So anyway, so that's all that, and I can delete all this now. Okay. It says here, box office talked about Angel Has Fallen. It was number 1 with $21 million. You know, that was kind of sad in a way because $21 million after seeing these $80 million 60 weeks for some of these guys, isn't much. But you know, people undercut me. You know.
Hey, we gotta win somehow.
Yeah, I guess so.
I gave you your weeks. I'm allowed to have one every now and then.
Well, I got to admit that I left you in this time.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I didn't want you to quit and cry and all that stuff. And it's tough. It's tough when you're...
Quit?
Quit.
Slaves have to be sold.
I don't know that. Don't know how much you could get.
I work for zeros, you know.
Oh, believe me, I know that. But anyway, so yeah, it was interesting that number one movie only did 21 million. That has got to be a disappointment because all these past movies, the past couple weeks have been doing really. I guess that's really good compared to the past couple weeks, where movies were opening at $8 million, and some of the ones we thought was going to do 20 to 30 did 8 or less. So, you know, just when we thought we had a grip on what was coming out and what was doing what, we had all these bad weeks in a row. But all these movies came out at the end of summer, and really, I think there were too many movies that came out at once. So that happens.
It happens.
I really liked this movie, the Angel Has Fallen movie. I really enjoyed the movie. I saw the previous 2 movies, and I liked them all.
That was another one you said that we had to watch.
The Angel Has Fallen series,
yeah.
It was...
London Has Fallen and
Olympus. Yes.
It's like, wait a minute, I know it starts with an O, and it's almost like Olympic, but it isn't.
Yeah. But you look at that, and we're talking about, I mean, even Good Boys only came in at 20 million, I think, its opening weekend. So, that was just, they haven't really done the numbers they should be doing. But I really expect that London Has Fallen, or Angel Has Fallen, to do better than this. So, didn't do, you know, and this week we're really only going to see one movie open. That's might do by default. It might do okay by default because all the other ones have had a couple weeks now. So, yeah. I just thought that was interesting. This next one has me very excited. I am so excited about this, and that is because I was a big Breaking Bad fan.
Oh, I know.
And Breaking Bad has a movie coming out, and it's got a release date. I don't know if Bryan Cranston's in it.
Wait a minute, I saw something.
Well, they didn't say.
Hold on, I saw something.
I would like it.
Oh, okay.
I would like if he is, but I would imagine he's going to be doing something in it because he was that movie or that TV show, and I love Saul Goodman was good. I'm looking forward to that. This show will be instantly a hit just because of the following this show had. It was some of the best writing I've seen ever.
Well, one of my friends put up about Aaron Paul that he finally explains the El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah, I have that. That's one of my articles. So.
Well, I'm just making sure because I had just seen that and I was like, oh, when you said about Breaking Bad, I'm like, ooh, got to go back.
One thing that's interesting about it is it was made by AMC, but it's going to be debuting on Netflix.
Oh, wow.
So, the release date is October 11th. I'm really looking forward to it because I'm telling you, I want to see this really bad. It stars Jesse Pinkman, which we know he lived. We don't know if Walter White lived. So, because he was in the middle of a lot of fire at the end. It was really, I loved that show. And I liked the ending of the show. They left that little doubt. We didn't know if he lived or not. Oh, here's Saul Goodman. Let's see what he has to say. Because he's in that movie. Why don't I have sound? Well, I don't know.
Because you muted it.
Oh, maybe I did. That's probably it. Huh, that's it.
It's usually what you do.
You do know. You know me.
Well,
Okay, here we go.
Thank you so much. Lead actor in a drama series.
Now, I like his show, too. His Better Call Saul is the lawyer before the Breaking Bad series. So it shows you how he became the conniving lawyer in Breaking Bad through all the issues that he went through. And the next Saul Goodman is January, I think, is when they're going to do the next season. This is a 12-minute thing. I don't think we'll be listening to this whole thing.
But I did want to say something. You predicted Michael McKean's Emmy nomination.
I loved Michael McKean in that.
Sure.
Squiggy, Lenny. Which one was Lenny? Lenny.
Yeah, because Squiggy was the short one.
Yeah. He was the main character, one of the main characters in Better Call Saul. He was Saul's brother. He was a successful lawyer and always looked down at his brother. Sounds kind of familiar. And that's what was interesting about it was that no matter what Saul did, he could never please his brother, his older brother. Sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Felt certain he deserved it. And I'm thankful that he got this nod because he has been a source
he was so good.
Of power and gravity and wonderful acting on the set of Better Call Saul.
And he was
I know that he's done so many things.
Always had this hypochondriac type thing. He was always he was afraid of light and afraid that he couldn't go outside without a special hat that he made out of tin foil because he didn't want the radiation from the sun. It was really funny because it was really bizarre but really funny at the same time.
It was his first Emmy nomination. In fact, that's hard to believe.
Yeah.
And I wrote to him with kind of a, sarcastic, like, I bet you don't really, it's no big deal to you. And he was like, oh my God, no, it's a huge deal to me.
That would be really cool.
So Michael McKean as Chuck is a powerful performance, and I hope that
I really would like to see him win, and actually I would like to see people actually give this show a better shot, because a lot of people just didn't sit through the show, and it takes a little build-up to get this show going, because there's so many things, and I hate the fact that, it's great for binge watching, because I wouldn't want to sit and watch 1 week at a time. That drives me crazy. I hate to watch 1 week at a time, but you have to.
Right.
And I'm stuck with like Walking Dead 1 week at a time. But the nice thing is if you are an AMC Premiere person, you can get to watch the show early. And you don't have to. You can actually watch it 48 hours early.
Oh, cool!
So if it comes out on Sunday, you can actually watch it on Friday.
Nice.
And I like that. That's awesome that way. I don't usually watch it till Sunday morning, but it's really kind of cool that you can watch it early. And that's true with Walking Dead. That's true with Fear the Walking Dead. It's true, I think, with Preacher, which I'm not sure about, but. yeah, it's kind of cool to be able to watch it ahead, and that way when pay-per-views happen Sunday night, I don't have to split my time between the two screens. Anyway, it says here the movie El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, will broadcast at a later date on AMC. The cable where the mega series originally aired from 2008 to 2013. It's a chapter of Breaking Bad. I didn't realize I wanted. Paul told the Times, and now we have it. I just think it's an awesome thing. Here is, let me see if this is the trailer, if it's really the trailer or not. I'm looking here to see if it explains where the El Camino thing came from. It doesn't say in here, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I did remember reading it, but I don't remember what it was. Do you remember what it said, what it was about? Where the name came from?
No, wait a minute.
I do remember reading it, and I'm trying to remember what they said. What are you looking at?
The one who posted it.
Oh, okay. It had something to do with El Camino had. Trying to remember what. Shoot, I did hear it. I did actually read that, and I can't remember what it was. What's a Ninja Turtle NES? That's fun. Might need him to write the show for me. He might.
Oh, it's not on here.
All right. Well, while you're doing your thing, I'll play the. I'll see if I can play the trailer. Hopefully, the trailer will be playable.
I don't know what to tell you when he said like 500 times already. I have no idea where he is. Don't know where he's headed either. North, south, west, east, Mexico, the moon. I don't have a clue. But you know, even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Skinny Pete.
Because I've been watching the news, same as everybody else. I seen that little cage they kept him in. I heard about what all they did to him to make sure he kept cooking. I'm so sorry. I don't know what to tell you. No way I'm helping you people put Jesse
this is
in
really
inside
exciting.
a cage.
It'll be on October 11th, coming to a screen near you. I'm really looking forward to it. I will do it the easy way. What does El Camino?
Yeah, because I know Rich posted it. See, I should have kept it.
All right, here we go.
And they're probably going to say it's the car.
The way. The way.
Oh, okay.
Let me see here. It says here, El Camino, literally the Royal Road, often translated as King's Highway, sometimes associated with Cali Real within the U.S. state of California, refers to the 600-mile road connecting the 21 Spanish missions in California. And actually, that's what I heard. Actually, oh, Wikipedia has a little thing, and let's see. Let me see here. The reason I knew this is they did an El Camino on counting cars, and they talked about what it was, how they got their name. So let's see. Just want to make sure. I can't remember if that was exactly El Camino. Breaking Bad. Okay. Here we go. The title refers to the Chevrolet El Camino that Jesse's seen driving away from the white supremacists headquarters after being rescued by Walter at the end of the Breaking Bad finale, Valina. So that's one thing. I seem to remember it was something else. Oh, here we go.
Here it is. I found it.
Did you?
Yeah. Says the movie was in the can well before anyone cracked the code that something big was going down. Let's see. No, it doesn't say. Yeah, he keeps it all quiet. That sucks.
Well, let's look at the Wikipedia. Oh, I got a couple things here that might be interesting. Going off the cuff of here, trying to figure out. Okay, okay, that's everything we talked about. The term Camino. Okay, that's not what I want. That El Camino, a Royal Bad movie, a Breaking Bad movie. It's directed by Vince. Okay, we know about that. Want to see if it does say. Okay, it's funny because nobody talked about this movie until recently. So just checking to see. I want to see. There was something else that refers to the Chevy. Okay, so this is talking about the El Camino he drove away in. So there is the idea of the El Camino that I told you about, the Spanish El Camino, the highways and all that stuff. That might be what the guy said on Counting Cars. I don't know. Anyway, I just think it's kind of cool. Now, here's another article that I just found. The trailer for El Camino dropped some key. It says some key characters are missing. Netflix has dropped the trailer for El Camino. It says that follows Jesse Pinkman after his daring escape from the meth cooking facility where he was basically enslaved by white supremacists. Says, is Walter White in El Camino? A lot of folks certainly thought he might be in, after the fictional character and the actor playing him, Bryan Cranston, started sharing identical images and posts on the social media. People certainly thought he was. This was an indicator that Bryan Cranston would be involved in the film, especially since he and Vince Gilligan said that an appearance from Heisenberg wasn't out of the realm of possibility. And as of now, Netflix isn't releasing any information about the plot, except for the succinct description. In the wake of his dramatic escape from captivity, Jesse must come to terms with his past to forge some kind of future. I might start watching that again because I love that show, and actually I want to gear up for this. So it has 6 years, 6 seasons. I could watch that. So it was written and directed by the showrunner and creator Vince Gilligan. If you're wondering why it's called El Camino, well, it has everything to do with Jesse's escape from the compound. The car Jesse leaves in is an El Camino. And it says it seems like actor Aaron Paul is more stoked than his fans that it's finally happening. El Camino was a chapter of Breaking Bad. I didn't realize that I want it, and now I have it. I'm so happy it's there. I couldn't speak for 30, 60 seconds. I was just lost in thoughts. I just think it's cool because in the show, it's basically Jesse Pinkman is a drug dealer.
Right.
A 2-bit drug dealer selling 2-bit stuff, and he's just, he's not a good drug dealer. And he happened to be a student of Walter White's. Walter White is a high school teacher. Mm-hmm. And Walter White is just a everyday high school teacher. But he's really smart. And he ends up getting brain cancer.
Wow.
And trying to figure out how they're going to pay for the treatments. He didn't tell his wife.
Yeah, I remember that.
He didn't tell his wife anything.
He didn't tell anybody.
He didn't tell anybody. And so he finds, it's funny because his brother-in-law is an FBI agent trying to crack down on the drugs and all that stuff. And it's kind of funny because his wife doesn't have any clue for the first couple seasons what he's doing.
Right, I remember that.
It just was really well done at how he get in these impossible situations. But because he was a high school teacher, he knew a lot about how to mix chemicals to do things.
Yeah.
It's just a really good show, and I was sad to see it end. I really didn't want to see it end. I wanted to see it continue. So, Badger isn't in the film either. Well, I thought Badger died. I might be wrong about that. Anyway, Sneaky Pete is the guy that they're interviewing in the trailer, trying to find where Jesse Pinkman is. So it's kind of cool. I am looking forward to this, and it's going to be a lot of fun and a really good movie, I think. So anyway, let's see. Is there anything else about Walter White? Let me see. Anything else about this movie? Well, I guess that's really all I want to say about the movie, but I really think it's going to be a great movie. I am looking forward to this. Probably more than some movies that are coming out in the theater. So, all right, there we go. Leonardo DiCaprio has committed $5 million to the Amazon fires.
Oh.
I think that's kind of cool. I'm sure that Amazon would appreciate them giving $5 million. I didn't know they had a lot of fires. I mean, with Jeff Bezos there's a lot of fires they got to put out. No, I mean, that's a poor attempt at humor, but it's kind of cool when you have that kind of money and you actually give it back.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
He might have needed it for a tax write-off.
I don't know. I think it says a lot for him that he's willing to.
Yeah, and see, that's what gets me with all these celebrities, where they'll take and they'll do the good, and that way, if something happens that shows them in a negative light, you have the good like this to counteract that.
Absolutely, but I mean, what have you ever heard bad about Leonardo DiCaprio?
True.
He just. I don't know. He seems to keep himself out of trouble. So, I don't know. It says Earth Alliance, an environmental initiative backed by Leonardo DiCaprio, has committed $5 million towards the preservation of the Amazon rainforest following a surge of wildfires. After launching Sunday, the organization's emergency Amazon Forest Fund is working to support local partners and indigenous communities in their efforts to protect the sensitive habitats of the Amazon. I just think it's awesome. It's just, I wish I had that kind of money that I could do that.
Oh, see, now here just about a month ago, he was called out for not working with women directors. Called out on social media.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if he doesn't, if he likes working with Tarantino, and, he might have his favorite directors that he likes working for.
Yeah, maybe. So, you said you had something for me.
I did. But I think I sent that to you, about the El Camino thing.
Oh. But I thought you and Nietzsche were working on something.
Oh! Oops. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to play it if it's something that's stupid.
No, it isn't. It's because of today. We know that today's
Lyndon Baines Johnson's birthday.
No. Well, it might be, but that's not what Nietzsche and I were working on.
Was it about Disney?
No.
All right, you going to give me a clue?
Yes.
Okay.
Mike Trash.
That's me.
Yes.
Okay.
That's your clue.
Well, I'm not going to play it if it's stupid.
It isn't. Really, it is. Would I do that to you?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, after I beat you all those weeks in the...
No, I got my revenge. I skunked you this week.
You barely got your revenge, just because it was 5-1 or whatever the number is.
That's okay. That's enough for me.
Yeah, it's the last time you're going to get that. All right, so is it number 6 or something like that on this playlist?
Yes, I believe so.
Let me see here.
I think that's where I put it. Because I had to hide it from you so that you... Ah, there it is.
Oh, well, he's just playing a tribute to... Well, why do you give it to you?
Play it and you'll find out.
I don't know.
It's Nietzsche.
I know.
You always play Nietzsche's stuff.
I know. I think you guys are setting me up for something.
We always do. No.
Right.
No, we were good this time.
All right. I'll play it.
Okay. Trust me.
We'll play it tomorrow.
No. Hey, you told me to trust you for that movie. Now trust me on this.
Yeah, but one thing kind of easier to trust than the other. All right. All right, here we go.
It's his birthday. He's the myth, the man, the legend, the icon, the Ayatollah of radio. And not to mention, he has done several things in his life. He's been in the music business, the acting business, the wrestling.
Oh, that worked.
Wasn't supposed to go like that.
Let's see if like I said, I've had issues with my... What's going on here? Huh. Well, that worked real good. Let's try it again.
It's his birthday. He's the myth, the man, the legend, the icon, the Ayatollah of radio. And not to mention, he has done several things in his life. He's been in the music business, the acting business, the wrestling business. I'm sure there's other things I'm leaving out. He has done virtually everything you could do in a life, and the best is yet to come. He's a great friend, a great husband, great brother, I'm sure, great son, and he continues to be a great talk show host. He gives us joy every Tuesday night when there are days when we're having bad ones. We know on that night we're always going to have something entertaining and fun. He's very good to everybody that knows him, and he's a class act all the way. So Mike Trash, we celebrate your birthday today. And to you, it's probably just another birthday. But to us, we celebrate a friend who really means a lot to everybody. A man who would give his shirt off his back for everyone. And I'm sure Mike will make a joke, because Mike isn't the type of guy that likes attention on himself. He isn't the type of guy that likes being talked about. He just does what he has to do and goes about his business each and every day. He's not a self-promoter, but he definitely does a lot of great things in this life. So we're happy for your friendship. We're happy for you. And blow out those candles with pride. Make a wish, because we all hope it comes true. You're a great friend, as I mentioned, and I'm grateful for the friendship. Going on 16 years now, if you can believe that. The days of AIM, imagine that? That's long gone. Now, we can just text each other, we can do whatever we have to do. And you will come on my show, because until you're on my show won't be totally complete. You are a hometown hero. You are a great guy. And again, have a great birthday. And remember this. We're still the one. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right.
You're not mad?
Oh, wait, it did do it. Okay. That was different.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure.
Well, I know in previous years I had everybody call in and leave messages on the voicemail. But...
So let's analyze this. Where did you get these pictures?
I kind of got them off your one of your terabyte drives.
So let's analyze this as we go.
It's his birthday.
Turn the
myth, the man,
off here.
the legend.
Where'd you get that picture? That picture when I was probably. I'm thinking I was. Let's see, where's it at?
Whatever was on your terabyte drive, I just went through and picked out pictures.
I was probably 30.
Okay.
Maybe 33.
Okay.
So that was kind of weird to think that. And that, I mean, I'm hanging with my brother.
Another brother?
How did you get my, you know?
Like I said, if they were on the terabyte drive, they were fair game.
That was really odd. I mean, you weren't there. That was the place out in Pittsburgh that I was getting my trailer done. Not as
See, you should know better than to leave me alone with access down here.
So so you did the pictures and he did the audio, obviously. Yes. And so you were teaming against me. But the pictures were fun because I remember when they were all taken. Mm-hmm. There. See, now that's a problem. See, now you can get me for sexual harassment because I harassed
Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Hey, you put them on there. I just kind of like, I like this one and this one and this one. You made it very difficult, though, because there were a lot of good pictures on there. I just couldn't fit them all in.
I just wondered what you were doing there. And who came in? Rich Guzzi has entered the room.
Woohoo!
That's
Rich Guzzi is the man.
He is the man. I really appreciate him. He's a cool guy. But that was a fun birthday gift. That was for a guy that doesn't have a birthday.
The first day of eviction?
I don't know what that means.
Yes, you
I've never
do.
been evicted. I've always paid my bills, never been evicted. So, but yeah, these pictures, a lot of these were from New Jersey. They were at a liquor store. That actually, all these celebrity pictures and stuff were at a liquor store, and.
I figured, I'd have to use somebody else's pictures because I wasn't there at that time, so I kind of wanted to include her in it too, so I used her pictures.
Well, it's kind of funny. A lot of people have my belt there.
Yeah, I know.
He had my leather pants on too.
I'll bet you Cindy Rogers.
That's one of my favorite pictures there.
I'll bet you Cindy Rogers would like the fact that Elvis has held the Trash Talking Radio belt.
That's true. And then, of course, the gratuitous shot. Anyway, yeah, what a fun thing. That's was funny that you had something like that. I knew there was something going on. I just didn't know what that something was.
Yeah, when I come down here and I'll be down in the studio just hanging out. And I've been working on this for months.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right, so next.
Well, you also have a lot of messages on Facebook.
I have not been on Facebook yet.
And, of course, Ashley posted in the chat room.
Yes, I saw that. And who else? There was Lori.
Yes, Lori. Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we got a Johnson report. Johnson report. Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, it looks like Dwayne got divorced from his other wife a couple years ago, and he's now married again. Can't seem to learn that you make that kind of money, you don't want to get married.
Well, he's been with this one for quite a while.
Doesn't matter. She'll take him for everything.
Well, she has 2 kids to him, I believe.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read that.
Yeah, I believe so. I just know that your mom's very disappointed that he's off the market now.
Yeah, I'm sure that he was courting her, too. They got married last weekend in Hawaii to a long-time partner, Lauren Hashian, and spent Saturday promoting Jungle Cruise on the D3 Expo at Anaheim, California. He says his new wife didn't mind. Actually, he did leave the last wife on good terms.
Good.
Yeah, probably because he made so much money, he could say, I'm going to go away, here's your check. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. She loves it because she knows D23, as she knows, is named after me. Dwayne, that's where the D came from. He joked. He's the #1 box office guy. At least he was for the past 2 years. So they're doing well. Lori Ann is back again. She can't get enough of me. That's the truth. She wants to be with me so bad. Now, that would be a good birthday gift.
What, Lori?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So anyway, it's interesting that he's got a lot of stuff. Actually, his TV show that's on HBO is in its last season. So I'm assuming that he decided he didn't want to do it anymore since he's got so many other projects going on, and of course he's got movies going like crazy. He's got Jumanji coming out, Part 2. Jumanji's one that you didn't see that you might want to see too. He's got what else he got coming out?
Well, he just did a bunch.
Well, yeah,
he did Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious.
Yeah. But it seems to me I think there's a couple others that it. Well, he does a lot of projects. He's got all kinds of TV things coming out too. He's
part of a Samoan family, so
sort of. His father was black. His mother was Samoan, I guess. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, somehow he's part of that Samoan group. So, and now Roman Reigns was in that movie, so we'll see if he continues the
tradition,
the Hollywood thing.
Yeah.
So, very cool. I'm excited for him. Here's another one he's at. Could Jungle Cruise and Pirates of the Caribbean in the same universe? And so I guess he may be part of the next Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh.
So
instead of Johnny Depp? Or in addition to?
Probably in addition to. I love this idea. Jungle Cruise is coming out, is an upcoming based on Disney's theme park ride, Pirates of the Caribbean. Became a wildly successful film franchise after being adapted from the theme park. So could the films be part of the same universe? Which would be interesting to see. I guess Jungle Cruise is the one that came out based on the ride, and of course that is based on Pirates of the Caribbean. So we're going to see Pirates of the Caribbean and Jungle Cruise merge, or it's interesting. It could happen. We could see those two. It's weird because seeing Johnny Depp with a guy as big as The Rock. I mean, physically big, because Johnny Depp's a little guy, and that would be an interesting casting. And Johnny Depp doesn't usually pick the parts that are given to be guaranteed to be a winner. He picks obscure stuff, and that's it may be interesting. It may be interesting if that is the case. So that is it for my entertainment stuff. Now we get into the weird stuff. Let's see. There was no deaths this week that I know of.
Good.
Yeah. Huh. It's been a while since we've had a situation like that. There was a massive gas explosion that decimated a Maryland shopping mall. We haven't had anything like that. We've been having shootings, but it says here, an office and shopping center were partly destroyed in a blast seemingly caused by a gas leak. That is a scary thing. I remember when I was a kid, there was a house that's out by the osteopathic hospital that had a gas leak and just exploded. There was nothing left of the house. The house next door had some damage, but the house that it happened in was destroyed. And I remember how devastating that house was destroyed. It was just, those are things you don't want to mess with. So, why did that open twice? Oh, that's weird. It opened twice. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would think of, oh, that's opening twice too. Why are they both opening twice? Huh. Well, there's a picture of the of the mall. It's just destroyed. So I don't know. I am afraid of gas explosions a lot. It's a good reason.
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
I don't have any gas in the house except when I have it.
Well, except what's in the Prius.
This is true. You got me there.
Thank you.
Speak up. We can't hear you. Go ahead. Talk.
Help out as much as we can with the investigation.
Wow, that's a pretty nasty.
Oh.
That pretty much whole section. That is unreal. Well, they're lucky nobody majorly got hurt. It says here.
Yeah, everybody.
Okay, it says the explosion occurred about 8 a.m., just 30 minutes after first responders received a call about. The explosion seemed to occur in a building that houses the Social Security office and a dental practice.
Oh, jeez.
The blast power outage. I don't have to worry about that. And the powerful could be heard in communities many miles away. Does it say if anybody was hurt? No one was hurt. Okay, that's the important part. So, yeah, fortunately, nobody got hurt.
Good.
Although, I got to watch the Mindhunter.
Okay.
That just was released I think 2 weeks ago. I got to watch all of Mindhunter, and it's a show about serial killers. And basically, it's the FBI investigating the serial killers. And one of the people that they it's based on real life things, but the FBI agents aren't real. They're fictional.
Oh.
So, the thing I found most fascinating was they interviewed a man playing Charles Manson, and he did a great job of playing Charles Manson. He was very creepy, so that was interesting that guy ended up playing that part. So, I liked that show. It only had episodes, which was really short.
Get ready for next season.
Well, I think they had 9 or 10 episodes before, so. Did you hear, this happened a couple weeks ago, but I didn't get to talk about it before. There was a fire at a Pennsylvania daycare center, killed 4 siblings.
In Erie, yes.
That was kind of odd, too. How would you like to go to pick up your kids and have all of your kids dead from this explosion?
That would be awful.
Yeah, it would be. There's a picture of a stroller burning. But yeah, that would be a rotten. I couldn't think of anything. Well, there's very few things I could think of that would be worse than that. And fire at a Pennsylvania daycare center early Sunday killed 5 children, including 4 siblings. So out of all the people that could have died, 4 of them within one family. 4 people were injured, including 2 teenagers who jumped from the second-story window onto a porch of the home in Erie, escaped the flames. And, man, I just can't imagine what was going through their minds at the time. 8 people were in the home when the fire broke out around 1:15 a.m. The home also operated a daycare, and I was just down there. There's flowers everywhere, and it's just kind of scary that kind of thing could happen. That, you have your kids and there for daycare, and you think they're going to be safe, but nope, they're not. So, just weird.
I don't know that I could go on if something like that happened.
I don't know how anybody could deal with that. It's like dealing with these kids in the hot car and stuff like that. Just weird. Man on a walk, you're just out there taking a walk, thinking nothing of it, and he finds something out in the woods. What do you think he finds?
A bear? Oh.
He finds an abandoned, unclothed baby in the woods. What an awful, weird thing to find. And out of nowhere, I mean, the kid would have died if he hadn't been there. Just as a really strange thing. Come on. There we go. Silver Spring, Maryland, a man passed by, found an abandoned newborn Friday night. That was a week ago Friday, at Silver Spring, Maryland. Pete Piringer said it happened on the 10300 block of 10 Brook Drive. A man was walking on a sidewalk when he heard a baby crying nearby. He went to investigate and discovered a naked baby abandoned about 10 feet from the sidewalk in the woods. That just is as wrong as it gets. You know, because there's ways to do this. You could take a baby to a hospital, drop it off. You could take the baby to a fire house and drop it off. Why would you just leave the baby to die? Just as wrong on so many levels. And fortunately, the baby is still alive. And I believe, let's see here, Piringer said that Good Samaritan initially took care of the baby before emergency responders came. Montgomery Fire and EMS provided life support and took the baby to an area hospital, and the prognosis is good. So she's possibly Hispanic, and medical personnel at the hospital said she was likely born a few hours before she was found. That's just, I mean, how could you do that? Just, it amazes me that people are that
idiotic.
That's okay. You can use that word. It's not the one I was thinking of, but irresponsible.
Yeah,
is what I was thinking. You know, you never think that you're going to find a freaking baby when you're walking there that was left to die. But fortunately, the guy found her. So, you know, it's kind of weird. Here it is. I said there was a story about where I used to work. Plans announced for new Harrisburg office building to build 900 state government employees.
Wow.
And it's going to be the building I was working in for 30 years. So a new Harrisburg office building to be occupied by the offices of 2 state government agencies will be built on the site of the now occupied D&H Distributing Company. The State Department of General Services announced on Thursday D&H is moving to Lower Paxton Township, which I knew. Nearly 900 Commonwealth employees who work for 2 state agencies will be relocating to the new office building in Harrisburg in early 2021 as state government continues after its footprint in Harrisburg's state capital city. So I just think that's interesting that, you know, I mean, obviously they got the new building. They don't really need the building, and I would imagine that they're going to rent it because D&H has a sister company that deals in leasing, and they have a sister company that deals in real estate. So, you know, they've got lots of ways that they can utilize the building after they leave. So I just never thought while I was working there that they were going to be moving, and then the rumors of them moving were running rampant, and then I finally found out where they were moving to, and we drove out by there. It's right. Really a nice place, but it would have been further for me to drive. I'm glad that I'm not having to go there. Actually, it would have been kind of interesting because I could have taken back roads to get there, so I wouldn't have to worry about things like that. But it just is really interesting. Says the property's been occupied since 1952 by D&H and announced in January it's moving to a building in Lower Paxton Township. The building, now this is interesting, D&H's building will be demolished early next year to make way for a new building that the state's building. So that building is not going to be kept. After all the new air conditioning and heating and all that stuff,
yep.
It's kind of weird to think about that building not being there anymore. Because, and we built that, the fences, built the solar system out in the back. I'm assuming they're going to hook the solar system to the new building. You know, that would be a total waste if they weren't doing that. But it's just this kind of bizarre thinking about the building that I worked at for so long not being there anymore. So,
Hey, another birthday wish.
Yeah, I see that. Whose birthday is it?
Yours.
Oh, yeah. Keep forgetting. Trying to forget.
You can't forget with me around.
I can forget. Trust me, I can forget. Anyway, that's the big announcement I want to make about that building. Okay, so you're out walking I know you do this a lot, walking in the woods, wooded area. That's your big thing.
Yep.
Hungry mountain lion killed after attacking Colorado hunter in Frisco.
That was Nittany.
Well, he's Nittany food now. He didn't live to tell the tale of killing his prey. But what a weird thing. I never even think of mountain lions as being an issue, but of course that's out there. Versus here, I mean. But anyway, it says, wildlife officials say a Colorado man did everything right to survive the mountain lion attack before the animal was killed by authorities. The Summit Daily News reported Friday that Colorado Parks and Wildlife used hounds to track down and kill the mountain lion. How do they know that they got the right one?
They might have had it, like, a microchip or something in it, or somehow. Like if he attacked before.
Let's see if it says. Officials say the mountain lion attacked the man who tripped while backing away slowly. Officials say the hunter was able to stab the animal in the face with a pocket knife before it ran off. He's lucky he had that knife, because he would have been dead. Authorities say necropsy revealed the animal only had grass in its stomach and was likely hungry. So I guess they must not have a whole lot of mountain lions to look for out there. I don't know. Just as strange. So, but yeah, that's. I never would have thought about mountain lions being a danger, because you just don't hear anything about them. Then, a woman in a wheelchair narrowly escapes danger as a car slams into a Phoenix bus stop.
Ooh.
Yeah, this video, if it plays, shows the car losing control. Let's see if it plays. Probably won't, because it's Fox, and Fox stuff never works. Let's see. Is it going to work? That's the question. Here we are, waiting and waiting. Here we go. Okay, here it is. And they're going to go to commercial. They're trying to trick me. They showed a piece of the clip. And, yep, they tried to trick me. I'm smarter than you. But it'll give me a chance to do this. And let's see here. Where is my... There it is. I need this. There we go. Yeah. Here we go. We're going to see it now. In full-fledged. Full color. That trailer, or that worked really well with the commercial. Let's see if it works without. That tricked me. They got it early. Okay, here we go. This is a lady in a wheelchair getting almost hit.
Everybody's telling me you need to go buy some lottery tickets.
Laura Smith knows how lucky she is. She was only about a couple inches away from being hit head-on by...
Man, there it is. Mm-hmm. Wow, how did they miss her? That's wild.
I thought it was going to hit me.
Wow, she is real. She didn't even get touched.
Nope.
How did that happen?
Lord, help me.
Her prayer was answered. Her electric wheelchair was hit and was left with a crack on the bottom.
The wheel's slightly off balance, but...
Wow, she is so lucky.
The driver told them brakes failed. She swerved to avoid rear-ending the cars stopped in front of her. She ended up crossing all the lanes on 2nd Street.
That is one really lucky. And almost hit the pumps. If she had hit those pumps, they would have exploded.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Look at that. It stopped. They got those big things, the big concrete things that they ran into, and if they weren't there, it would have been a bigger problem. That one poor guy, though, he's out there rolling around on the streets after he got hit.
All things considered, I've seen a lot of injuries like this happen, and his injuries were minimal for the type of accident.
Yeah.
He was very lucky.
Very.
This crash could have
Oh, man.
hurt or even
That poor guy, though, he got I wonder if he broke
As for
bones.
the bus shelter, it was completely destroyed.
Yeah.
A mangled mess of twisted metal.
Twisted steel and sex appeal.
Easily replaceable.
Is that what you think you have?
No, I'm twisted ankle and...
What rhymes with ankle?
I don't know. But they were really lucky. Oh, man. Where's my cursor? All right, okay, there it is. There it is. Okay. Didn't see the cursor where it went. They are really lucky that freaking didn't hit somebody. Jeez. Are you going to not give me that? Come on. You're going to give me that. There we go. Then we got... Come on. You can do it. All right. Oh, man. At least the person wasn't drunk or anything, and that it was just a mechanical error. There we go. All right. Now, this is probably the worst thing that could happen after you get married.
Divorce.
Worse.
Oh.
Here's the worst thing that could happen. 2 Texas newlyweds killed in car crash minutes after the wedding. That, to me, oh, man, that broke my heart.
Hey, till death do you part.
Yeah, that was sad. Man, just think, you got your big wedding day. That's not the first time I heard that happen, though, because didn't they have this wasn't real long ago, a couple in New Jersey, they had a wedding party that got in one of those vans or one of those limos or something, and they had an accident and killed everybody in the wedding party or something like that a couple years ago, I think. So that, talk about the bad luck, the good luck that one person had. This is just the opposite. This is the bad luck that this couple had. It's just really sad. Says here a Texas couple died in a crash minutes after the wedding ceremony on Friday. Haley Jo Morgan, 19, and Rhiannon Bordeaux Morgan, 20, of Vidor, Texas, died in a collision around 3 p.m. So they get married, cruising, and they just... Oh, it sucks. They were pulling out of a private drive onto the highway after leaving the Justice of the Peace. Just after leaving the Justice of the Peace. I mean, that's really horrible. Harley Morgan was driving a 2004 Chevrolet, and a man was driving a 2015 F-250 with a trailer, carrying a tractor when the vehicles collided. And the couple died at the scene, but the driver of the F-250 was not injured, of course. They hadn't been married for 5 minutes. The groom's mother, Kenya Morgan, Kenya, Kenya Morgan. She was behind the couple and witnessed the crash. I watched my baby die. I'm still wearing my son's blood, because I was trying my best to rip him and her out of the car. Oh, and the couple planned to have a larger ceremony on December 20th with flowers and all the friends and the rest of the family. I witnessed the worst nightmare of my life. That would just be, I can't fathom what she went through. I mean, at least they died quickly.
Oh, I know.
But to watch your own kids just die right after 5 minutes after they got married.
The happiest and worst days of your life.
Yeah. Here's something weird too. New York man crushed to death by an elevator. I'm like thinking, how does that happen? I can't even imagine how that happens.
If he fell?
No, crushed to death by the elevator. 30-year-old man was crushed to death Thursday by an elevator at a New York high-rise. The man was pinned by the elevator between the basement and the first floor of the building. I don't know. Maybe he did. Maybe he did fall. The man was, let's see, it says emergency personnel pronounced the man dead. The man appeared to be leaving the elevator at the first floor when it plunged and pinned him between the floors. I'm trying to figure out.
How would the doors open?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Unless there was something that malfunctioned.
Was he on the ground floor and the doors opened and he walked in and then the elevator came down and crushed him?
That's possible.
What a way to die. That is just, man, that's horrible. But somebody's going to get a lawsuit money. But, wow, that's too much. What a way to die. And the poor people, I mean, you figure that they're just trying to go into their house or whatever, and that's what happens. I'm just amazed. Okay, let that post. Okay, there we go. Come on, post.
Yeah, my stuff's been slow too.
Well, that's the thing. We tested the thing before the show started, and we seemed to be doing okay. And then the show started. Like I said, I'm going to talk to Comcast because I should be getting lightning fast, and I'm having problems with streaming all the time lately.
Right.
I had a period of time when it was doing pretty good, but I don't know. It sucks. Okay, so Nietzsche said I should talk about this, and I really didn't want to talk about this.
Okay.
Judge rules against Johnson & Johnson in landmark opioid case. The only thing that I want to say, well, not the only thing, but the thing I'm going to say is good. I have a history with Johnson & Johnson. They're the people that killed Pam. And as far as I'm concerned, the problem is this is just a slap on the wrist. This is nothing. They make so much money that it doesn't matter. Okay, the slap on the wrist, I mean, let's see here. We're talking about $572 million judgment against Johnson & Johnson. $572 million. We say, wow, that's a lot of money.
Right.
But to a pharmaceutical company, $572 is like $5.72 to us. It doesn't matter. What they do when they come out with a new drug, they say, okay, we're going to set aside X amount of money for lawsuits because we know we're going to get sued.
Oh yeah.
And what they do, they decide whether or not they're going to pull the plug on a drug by how much volume they sell versus their risk factor. And $572 million is really peanuts to them. It's kind of like when we went after them, you can't beat them. You can't beat them in a lawsuit. I mean, even if they lose the lawsuit, they were just going to take the drug that they used in Pam and repackage it and put it back on the market under a new name. We found that out, and we helped block that. But that's what their plan was. Their plan was that, we'll just repackage it, and, even though they knew it was defective, and that's what they do. They just say, okay, well, we figure we're going to make $500 billion on this drug. We'll set aside $2 billion for lawsuits, and why not? They know they're going to lose lawsuits. They know they're going to go and have problems, and so they already and they know if it's defective or not. And that's the thing that irritates me is that they knew this was defective. We didn't get the kind of money we should have got. We got pennies on the dollar, and we had no choice. We were in a class action lawsuit. So if you're in a class action lawsuit, the thing you need to know is when they finally come up with a number, whatever it is. Let's say there's 100 people in the lawsuit, and let's say they're settling out of court. They said, okay, we're going to settle out of court, and here's what we're willing to give you. Let's say they're willing to give, let's say, I'm going to say $10 million, and there's 80 people in that lawsuit, and they determine what the most somebody's going to get.
Okay.
I think was $2 million, and that was the worst case scenario. And then they rule it down to what everybody gets, including the lower guy, and they say, well, this person will get 100,000, this person will get 50,000, this person will get 5,000.
Right.
And what it comes down to is that that's how it works. And the thing is, they'll come back to you and say, we settled out of court. Here's how much you're going to get. It doesn't matter whether or not you think you should have got the $2 million or you think you should have got a high amount. You get whatever they say you're going to get, and you have to sign the paper. You can't hold out. If you do hold out, here's what happens. Let's say we were supposed to get 100,000.
Okay.
If we hold out saying, wait a minute, we deserve more than that, we don't sign that paper, we're now liable for the bill to the lawyer.
Wow.
Which could be 10,000, 200,000, $1 million out of pocket. You're forced to take the settlement, and there's nothing you can do. You're forced, and in the settlement it says, if you take this money, you're not allowed to talk about it.
Okay.
Well, if you feel that you've been harmed by them, you don't want to take that money because you can't complain about it to anyone.
Right.
We had to take the money because everybody else signed the paper.
Wow.
So we had to take the pennies on the dollar. And all I can tell you is she made more than that, than her settlement in 2 years of work that she lost. And not to mention her life that she lost because of them. I am not happy about it. There's nothing I can do about it. But, you know. But it says here, an Oklahoma judge on Monday ruled against Johnson & Johnson in the state's opioid case. I would love to see Johnson & Johnson get hit a lot more than they were. $572 million is nothing to them. Johnson said it's going to appeal the decision. That's the other thing. Johnson & Johnson brought all these high-powered attorneys into the room for questioning before the trial, and they were asking stupid things that don't really matter, and things that they try to make us feel like we're garbage for their mistake, and that really sucked. And they try to intimidate you, they try to stump you, they try to get you to say things that you want to hear, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I remember one of the things that they asked you, because you were telling me about it afterwards, like they were asking you how much Pam weighed in high school.
Right.
And it was like, wait a minute, how would you know that? Because you didn't know then.
They just had all kinds of things that were really horrible. The fine was significantly less than the penalty sought by Oklahoma, sending Johnson & Johnson stock up because everybody was expecting a higher amount. They should have charged him a higher amount. An Oklahoma judge on Monday ruled against Johnson & Johnson in the state's opioid case, forcing the company to pay $572 million in the first ruling in the U.S., holding a drug maker accountable for helping fuel the epidemic, calling the opioid case, opioid crisis, an imminent danger and menace. The state has met its burden that the defendants Janssen and Johnson & Johnson misled marketing of the promotion of opioids, created a nuisance as defined by the law. I'm glad they got fined. I would love to see some of those lawyers lose their license, but that's not going to happen. They're high-powered lawyers. They make a lot of money, and they don't really care about anything else but themselves. And it's sad because there's so many people that, you know, their lives were ruined. Pam being one of them because of them. And there's nothing I can say that they just are. They're evil. So that's the best way I can say it. I mean, I want to say things that
that you can't.
Well, I mean, even if I could, even if I did, it didn't. I mean, most people that listen to this show, they don't really want to hear me ranting over that, and it's sad. So All right, so that's that. That's... Come on, let's go. Just want to see which... There's a few things that I want to make sure I talk about. And we're running out of time, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
A South California deputy lied about being shot by a sniper. So you think that the deputies are going to be somewhat honest about their job. This deputy lied about being shot by a sniper. Now, you would want to trust your law. You're going to yawn, aren't you? I saw it.
I know.
Gotcha. You act like you have another job.
No, I didn't get much sleep last night.
Well, that too. That's your fault. You should be awake partying and stuff.
Yeah, at midnight.
Party!
Rule number one!
Rule number one is party. But, all right.
No, I just had to make sure I was awake at midnight, that's all.
Why?
You read your Facebook, you'll find out.
You must have been the first one.
No, I was the third.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. So, anyway. Uh-oh. Where? She's talking about it.
The debate continues.
Come on. Why is it this won't do what it's supposed to do? Damn it. I hate when I can't increase the volume because it will increase. Not because there's plenty of... I wonder if I can do it this way. I have another way here. Why is this not working? Damn it. Okay. It's all the way up there. I can't do this. This won't let me.
It looks like it locked up.
It won't do it.
Did it lock up?
I don't know. This is really irritating. Why won't you increase the volume? There we go. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully this time with feeling. Hopefully this time with feeling. All right, here we go.
The story that is way too common, a story about guns. The gun control debate continues, but so do the shootings. Too many to name. Just this week, 4 students were shot and injured at Clark Atlanta University when a gunman fired into a block party outside of the library there, and thankfully no one died. And then in California, an LAPD deputy was injured from a gunshot fired from a nearby building complex, and the suspect here still at large. So Matt Gutman is on the ground in Lancaster, California with the details.
No, wait a minute. I'm confused.
Hey, Kimberly, that shot
Yes,
from
there's Lancaster, California.
Like a bolt out of the blue. It happened right in this parking lot here. This is the sheriff's station right over there.
No, wait a minute.
And just beyond, I'm going to have my
The story is that
raise the camera a little bit so you can see that building.
Deputy lied.
That is where it's believed.
Is this a story
that from the 4th story, perhaps,
have to look here.
this sniper fired upon that rookie cop. Now, incredibly, that rookie cop was just
okay. So this is the actual story. So the actual truth of the matter is the California's deputy who launched an expensive citywide manhunt for in his own station's parking lot made up the entire incident, according to the police. So they have this, all these people are pulled out and trying to find a sniper that doesn't exist.
Jeez.
Angel Reynosa, who's still a trainee with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department in Lancaster Station, said he had been shot in the shoulder in his bulletproof vest while making his way to his car. He announced over his radio in a dramatic fashion he had been shot by someone in the apartment building next to him. The Los Angeles County Department immediately mobilized a large-scale operation to look for the suspect. It was all fake. The L.A. County Homicide Captain Kent Wegener said at a press conference. The 20-year-old Reynosa met with the sheriff's department investigator on Saturday and confessed. Why would you do that? I mean, I just can't imagine. It says here, Reynosa admitted he was not shot as previously claimed. He also told investigators he had caused the holes in his uniform by cutting it. There was no sniper, no shots fired, and no gunshot. Now, I would imagine that if you cut your thing, there's no way it would look like a gunshot.
I don't know, unless he's been watching a lot of Law and Order SVU movies.
Who knows? Says Wegner said the deputy did not provide a reason for making the claim. Much of the statement was self-serving, didn't make a whole lot of sense. Boy, that's just unbelievable. It says here, District Attorney's Office was responsible for determining any charges against Reynosa. Well, his time as a cop is over.
Yep.
And he's only a rookie, so he potentially messed up his career, and he's probably going to go to jail, I would imagine, for that, because you don't make false things about that. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of funny. Authorities who revealed the surveillance footage and spoke to witnesses which did not cooperate with the Reynosa story. There were several things that were curious. There was no ballistic evidence in the parking lot at all. No bullet was recovered. There was many things that did not add up. So, Mr. Reynosa, you were caught.
Mm-hmm.
Caught red-handed. Good. We need people to, catch people like that. There was also a video that just is really disturbing. A video of trans women who were in a bar, forced out of the bar, and prompts a hate crime investigation. So they were in this bar celebrating a Pride celebration.
Oh.
Says here, security at the Los Angeles bar removed a group of transgender women after they were harassed and attacked by a straight couple. So the straight couple was just totally harassing them and attacked them, physically attacked them, and the security people took out the transgender women out of the bar. Los Perlos, a popular downtown LA bar, is now facing calls for a boycott after footage went viral this weekend showing its security staff grabbing multiple trans women and forcibly dragging them outside. The women said they were violently thrown out Friday after a couple inside the bar yelled slurs at them and physically attacked them. It's been traumatizing. One of the women whose removal was caught on camera told The Guardian, "I felt like it was an assault and it was a violation of my human rights." Police have since opened a hate crime investigation. So it's really bizarre to think about it. I saw this video and they like, I don't know if you can see it or not because it's not good footage. But you can see them grabbing the trans women and taking them outside.
Don't touch me like that. I need my shoe. Don't touch me. I need my shoe. Can I get my shoe? I got it, girl. I got it.
There's going to be a major lawsuit there.
We're done. We're done. We're done. What happened?
It's just unbelievable. The women filed a hate crime report with the Los Angeles Police Department.
You guys, do not ever come here if you're trans, if you're queer, if you're gender non-conforming, because they will discriminate against you. Las Perlas, not come here, please. We had a very, very bad experience with some of our staff, and please do not come here. This is not a safe place for the community. This is not a safe place for anybody who identifies as transgender, gender non-conforming, queer, or from the community. Please do not come here.
It's just sad that this is this is 2019.
Right.
This is we got to start turning this all around because it's not going away. These people are not going away. They're part of our lives, part of our community, and something else that I told you about that I want to talk about is there's a show called What Would You Do?
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen a lot of What Would You Do because I watched it. It was neat because it's they take a controversial topic and they play it out. Now the thing about this show was that the first part of the show shows a black teen, he's 14, and his white coach take him into a barbershop and tell the barber to cut his hair off against his will.
Right.
And it was really interesting to see the people that spoke up against him doing that. And in fact, there was this black woman that stood up really against it, and she said, "These are all my children. You know, they're black, and I feel that I could be their mother, and you're wrong for doing this." And it was just really cool. Well, they did a segment a couple segments later that Jazz Jennings, the transgender teen, she's now 18, I think, did a segment with them where she was behind the scenes, and they had a trans woman sitting at a table and a mother and her daughter sitting at another table, and the mother with the daughter was complaining because she was going to use the women's restroom.
Right.
And she said, "Well, I'll let you go first. I just got to go to the bathroom." And she was just raising this big fuss. Now these are all actors, but the people around it were all pro transgenders being allowed to use the bathroom of their need. So it was really interesting to see that people are changing their thoughts. People are allowing, because she goes, "Well, what should I tell my daughter if he's in there?" And the one girl goes, "You just tell her that everybody's got to pee." And I thought that was the best solution. Is that's all they're doing. They're going to the bathroom. They're not raping your kids. They're not. We've never heard even one account where the transgender population have made a move on somebody in the bathroom, and it was really interesting. Well, then one time the Jazz came out and she sat with the transgender woman, and then they did a scene where they were sitting there and the mother was complaining because they were going to use the bathroom again with a different crowd, and this time people actually recognized Jazz.
Wow.
It was funny because Jazz is a forerunner, a pioneer, if you will, on the transgender people. So I don't know. I think it was funny because there were people of all ages that were allowing them. There was even a black woman who was probably in her 60s that said she's okay with the transgender woman going to the bathroom. And she said the reason is, being a black woman, she was repressed all of her life and told she couldn't do something all her life. And she feels that people need to get with the program, basically. They need to open their eyes and realize that we are they're not going away, and they don't do any harm going to the bathroom. So I really thought it was a good show, and thumbs up to them
it's like
for showing it.
It's almost like, today's millennials, they don't know a lot of things because they were raised with computers. And
sure, but the millennials are very open. They're like, go to the bathroom wherever you got to go to the bathroom. The people, the younger children or younger adults are very pro, and I think that's awesome that they are open to this, and it's adults my age that have problems with it. Or higher.
We were brought up a certain way.
Yeah,
and
I remember my dad talking about Shim. They called trans. Of course, there wasn't a transgender name then, but I remember them talking about cross-dressers as Shim, cross between him and
she and him.
She and him, and remember calling them trannies, I think, back then. And I was like, I don't understand. I don't. Why is a guy dressed like that in a bar? And
Right.
I was really confused by the whole thing. But as I got older, I mean, obviously we've been exposed to a lot of stuff as we have grown up. My family I was really, like you say you're sheltered. I was really sheltered when I was younger. I broke out of my shell because I had to, and I started college at 16. So I took some pretty big reality pills at that point of what's out in the world. And even though I didn't understand it, and a lot of stuff I wasn't willing to accept, I found that as I learned more and more, I've accepted more and more. And if the Carol's still in the chat room, how you doing, Carol? So I just think it's interesting to see how the majority of the people on that segment were pro letting the person go to the bathroom in the female's room, and the only one that wasn't, the one that was an older man who said, "I'm not for it, but I don't have a problem with it." You know, he doesn't support it, but he doesn't have a problem with them going to the bathroom wherever they want. So that was I really was happy to see that that's the way that people are starting to think. When I see this thing about violence in the bar, that really bothers me, because they weren't doing anything except being themselves. They weren't out there like soliciting your kids or anything. They were just out after a pride event. So just really sad that that actually is still happening today. I mean, we don't really run into it for the most part in anything that we do, because it's not our. I don't go into bars, so.
Well, you just go into different venues to wrestle, or at least you used to.
I did that, yeah. So, kind of weird. 7 people were shot at a Maryland toddler's birthday party.
Oh.
This is just unbelievable that we even have to talk about something like this. 7 people were shot at a toddler's birthday party. Now, what in the world is going on in Maryland? That's what I want to know.
Apparently it was a toddler's birthday party.
Yeah, was the toddler a gangster?
Maybe.
It's just weird to think about that kind of thing actually happening. Now, where'd my article go? My article disappeared. Where are you at? Come on. Open up. There we go. Yeah. I mean, that just, what kind of party is that? We're teaching our toddlers how to shoot guns, and it's just weird. It's just, I can't fathom. Once again, it's things that happen that I can't understand why it's happening. And why is this, I'm not able to open this. What is going on? Why am I not able to do this? Not letting me open this stupid news article. Try it again. All right, try it again. Okay. Stop. Come on. Scroll. Oh, stop. Oh, probably because you reached your monthly free article limit. Well, fine. I already told everybody what it's about, so blah.
I hate when they do that.
Yeah, sometimes I copy the whole article and put it in my notes, but I didn't realize that was one that did it. All right. Okay, you know what a red flag is, right?
Yes.
Okay, so they're now using red flags to figure out how to stop shootings.
Oh.
And it's awesome. Some people don't want to be categorized, but in this case, it's helped stop. How many people have we stopped from shooting in the past couple weeks? Since the shooting in Parkland, Florida, over a dozen states have passed the red flag laws. Since the recent mass shootings in Texas and Ohio are being more widely seen as a way of preventing tragedies. Last December, why is this Get out of my way. Last December, a 20-year-old Dakota Reed, now it's going too far. Dakota Reed drew the attention of American law enforcement after he posted a troubling threat on the internet claiming a plan for a mass slaughter. Just 2 weeks after a shooting in Pittsburgh synagogue left 11 people dead, Reed appeared to promise to carry on in dark American tradition violence. In the post, one of 7 Facebook accounts he apparently kept. Apparently he had a lot of Facebook accounts.
Well, he had to have that many email addresses.
Right. And he used to spread hateful messages. It says, "I'm shooting for 30 Jews," he wrote. But Reed never had the chance to make good on any of the threats that the Pittsburgh shooter and others who have carried out the mass violence in recent years. Instead, the police were notified by worried observers of the posts. They simply took his guns from him and used extreme risk protection order known as the red flag orders, a measure that a team of researchers at the University of California Davis School of Medicine has announced could be one of the most effective tools to stop mass shootings. The problem with a lot of these mass shooters are they're lunatics.
Yes.
And why do they post it on social media? Because it makes them look good or bad. Yeah, it's attention. And so fortunately, they're lunatics, and they have to get the attention. So fortunately, a lot of our law enforcement people are taking them off the streets. And I'm very happy about that. It says that, according to the new report, the stance in Washington is among at least 2 cases where so-called red flags have stopped credible threats of a mass shooting. Reed had 12 firearms taken from him. Why would you need, well, okay, I can't really talk. I was going to say, why would you need 12 firearms? But actually, if I sit down and count, I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I probably have 8.
Why do you need 8 firearms?
Well, because a lot of them are classic guns. They're not for shooting.
Okay.
They're not for shooting. I have them because, you know, they are cool and they're worth some money. Some of them I acquired because Amy needed money, and I bought her shotguns. I don't really like shotguns. It's not as cool as my AR. My AR can do a lot of damage, and I don't have to get myself kicked like that movie.
Well, the next time you go shooting your AR, I'd like to go with you.
Well, I want to get headphones to cover my ears for when I shoot next time, because the last time when I shot, my ears rang. So, actually, that's what I'll probably buy next time I go out to a gun shop, because I need to get some more ammo, but I need to get, I mean, I don't care. I don't shoot that much, but you really should have earphones with those, because those are loud. So, anyway, so 12 firearms, I guess I understand 12 firearms, but his were probably meant for killing people. The other instance occurred in 2018 after an 18-year-old described the massacre of the Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland just one day after as fantastic. He later made concrete threats, including a plan to commit mass shootings at his high school, leading authorities to confiscate the 14 firearms he used using a red flag law. So, I mean, I'm glad of these laws. If you are stupid enough to make these threats, you need to go, you need to lose your guns, and you actually should do some time. So, wow, I didn't realize what time it was. All right, I'll pick a good one to finish on here. Let me see here. Okay, I got it's a red flag one there. I had some good stuff. I just got to figure out which one I want to use. Jeez, I could actually do another show. I got so much material. I always do that though. I always seem to, you know, want to make sure that I have. I've only run out of material one time, maybe 2, but
yeah, I like the fact that there was a lot of birthday wishes for you.
I don't know whose birthday it is. It's not me. I'll tell you what, I'll do a Tesla story.
Okay.
Oh, man, I got a lot of Tesla stuff that's good. I wanted to do all these. I'll tell you what, you and I had this discussion, so I guess I'll...
Oh, no.
No, this is a good one. You asked me if there's a construction sight if my car would automatically adapt to that.
Right.
So that's to answer that question.
Well, we tested that theory.
Yeah, well, I'm going to answer that question officially. Watch the Model X autopilot avoid traffic cones construction while recognizing the makeshift lane. And that is what I was trying to tell you is what we really have going with us, because the Tesla is very, very smart. Actually, there was an update. I don't know what the update was, but I know there was an update yesterday that I actually downloaded, and I haven't been in my car since, so I don't have any idea what the update was. But I think it was on the autopilot was one of the updates that was supposedly there. So anyway, says so we'll see here. Here is the. I hope this is going to really actually. Okay, this is the car, and it's going to hopefully drive through the cones and using the autopilot. And I love that it's a Model X.
What color?
Oh
no.
This must be over in England though, because look, we're.
Yeah, they're on the wrong side.
Now let's see if it shows us.
Puppy.
Navigate on autopilot allows you to effortlessly change lanes, avoid traffic cones, and other highway obstacles. And I'll tell you what, it does work. And I love using my autopilot. You can't really tell if he's going through. You can't really tell. Where are we at here? We're halfway through the video, and I can't really tell he's going through a traffic cones or anything. And he's driving. Put it on a here. Real. I don't see that this is a horrible video. It's almost over, and I haven't seen the car do anything. Okay, well, it says here, magical. What better word is there to describe than the soothing feeling of safely relaxing behind the wheel of your Tesla Model X while navigate on pilot? You do effortlessly go through lanes and avoid traffic and other obstacles. So, let's see if it. Oh, here we go. Here's some other stuff. Well, it doesn't really. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay. So let's stop this video. Stop! Oh shoot! I stopped it. Okay. Good. Now let's go down here to the. There we go. That's what we wanted to see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here we go. That's better. So we're seeing it. Touching it.
Oh, look at that! It did it! Is it? It's not going to do that in time, though. Okay, it's going to be interesting. And yeah, look at that. The car did it.
Nice.
It's amazing to me, the
Welcome
technology.
back, everybody, to Tesla Driver. I hope you're doing really well.
Well.
Today we're heading up to Carlisle for our.
Okay, we're not going to go through the 30-minute video, but
dream case, and if you're doing a long journey like this,
the thing is,
or in fact in any
I'm going to post this video because this is a really cool video that shows the intelligence of the car, and the car really is amazing, and it's got a long way to go to be what I think it will be, but yeah, it's just is really cool to watch. Because I've gone in those cones and I have kept my hands really close to the wheel. I wanted to see if it would do it, and flawlessly, just is great. And it's funny because if you're in a cattle call, let the car do it, because the car is going to do it better than we are. And I remember a certain person who couldn't do those, and
wasn't me.
Oh no!
I still have trouble with them. I feel closed in. I don't like that.
Well, yeah. I think there is one other I want to do today. Let's see, I did that one, so I can. There was one other one that I think was the last one in here. Yep, here it is. Believe it or not, I can't even fathom that this is still happening. Guy with his Tesla fell asleep at the wheel.
Oh, jeez.
Tesla caught sleeping while on autopilot along a California freeway. I can't believe this is still happening because we have gone through several of these and people just keep trying it again. But here it shows, an ad. We'll let the ad play. Hopefully. Let's see, is the ad going to play or isn't it? Of course, I don't have my mixer up, so I got to make sure I... Come on. There we go. It's not an ad. So, yeah, the guy's asleep at the wheel. Man, he's leaning back and sleeping away.
But how would he keep touching the steering wheel every 30 seconds?
Probably has his hands on it.
Oh.
Or just lightly on it. As long as your hands are lightly on it. Actually, what you do is you just pull down a little bit on the wheel. And that's it. Anyway.
My tech startup needed a new logo. I went to Fiverr and got
That's
one.
it.
It's simple.
Wow.
Search, click.
That's the end of the show.
Logo order.
Trying to get her to shut up.
And that's how you get it. Now,
mute her.
I'm trying to get her to shut up. Well, I can't because
Stop dreaming and get
this will not let me.
at Fiverr.com.
What is going on here?
Raleigh Egypt High School graduate
Can't close that window.
His goal was to receive $1 million
Wow.
in college scholarships.
This is so weird.
High
Okay,
School
well,
Valley
there, we stopped it. Okay. Anyway, I appreciate you listening in, and I will look forward to talking to you next week is Labor Day, isn't it?
Yes.
We might take that off.
Well, Monday is.
Yeah, why don't... I'll think about it. We might not be here next week.
Okay.
I don't know. We might be. It's hard to say.
Yeah, because I took next Tuesday off from
I
work.
remember you saying that. So you have Tuesday off.
I have Monday and Tuesday off.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, geez, I can't change the window. What is going on here? I need to change the window. I can't do it. It won't let me do it. I got to change the window. I need to go to this other screen, and it won't let me.
Wow.
Well, that's weird. Oh, I wonder if it's this. Okay. Now, will I be able to... Maybe it's that one, too. Okay, let me see if it lets me close now. There we go. All right, jeez. Sometimes it just seems very difficult. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later on, and remember... Hey, he stole my tagline.
I know he did. I loved it.
I'm going to sue him for that, because that's my tagline. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week, and thank you for listening in, and remember...